Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family. My name is Robert. This is 7 Up and At It, here on the I Said It Show. Now, 7 Up and At It is a daily devotional where I'll focus on a particular verse of the Bible, and I'll look at verses preceding it and verses that come after it. I'll also look at different translations so I get a full context of what the Word's telling us, what God is telling us in His Word. Now, a video so that others can see, others can learn, others can be blessed by, and hopefully it helps them to have a better walk with Christ. And I do that not for self edification. I do that because that's what we're supposed to do. See, God has blessed each and every one of us, and He puts things into each and every one of us, and we're His vessels. And He expects us to pour out what He gives us, pour it out for others to be able to take advantage of as well. Otherwise, if we keep everything in, it just sours or dries up. And that's not what He wants His word to do. And finally, the reason it's called 7 Up and At It is a thank you to my dad um, here on earth. It sort of come for full circle. It's a thank you to God as well. Um, because, see, my dad would come in most mornings to wake me up, and it would be three knocks on the door. Door would open. He'd say, it's 7 Up and At It. So today, now God's got me up and studying His Word every morning, starting at 7 o'clock. Sometimes a little earlier, depending upon, if I've got everything done on the homestead. So, but definitely by 7, I'm sitting in this chair learning. So let's get into the word. And it's the verse today is, I tend to look at the verses based off of whatever today's date is. For instance, today's July 29th. So I'll look at chapter 7, verse 29. Unfortunately, really wasn't anything there, as you know, if you spend a lot of time in the Word, as you get to the higher verses, tends not to be a whole lot there. So I flipped it and I went 29:7. And oh, what popped today, it gave me, it gave me hope, but at the same time, I don't want to get into my personal feelings when I talk about this as much. So bear with me. But it's Isaiah 29:7. And this is going to be out of the New Living Translation. Because I felt it gave the best uh, understanding. So here it goes. Isaiah 29:7, New Living Translation. It says, all the nations fighting against Jerusalem will vanish like a dream. Those who are attacking her walls will vanish like a vision in the night. Now, like I said, I don't want to get too into my personal feelings too much because um, I want this to be all about what God's trying to tell us. So I looked at verses preceding and verses thereafter, and it said, in verse 6, for instance, it says, I, the Lord of heaven's armies, will act for you with thunder and earthquake and great noise, with a whirlwind and a storm and consuming fire. And then he goes on to say what happens to any nation that comes up against Jerusalem. Now, folks, it doesn't take a rocket science to analyze where we are today and what's going on in the world and how there is a increased effort to destroy Israel. And Jerusalem is the capital of Israel and the Jewish people. That is their home, as directed by God. Now, it mentions all the nations fighting against Jerusalem. Many would say, well, we're not one of those nations. We're not. Analyze where the money goes. If you follow the money, you'll see that we are complicit as a nation. So if we're going to be complicit as a nation, does that mean we fall under that same category as all the nations? See, a lot of people will go, well, it's not our battle, it's not our fight, it's not something we should be involved in. It's God's people, God's chosen people. And for as long as I've been alive, we are to be, we're to care about the people of Israel. We're to care about the Jewish people. We're to help them. We're to be helpmates with them. They are our brothers and our sisters because God chose them. At the same time, He sent Jesus because He chose you. So for me, I look at it as that is a declaration for how we are supposed to relate with Jerusalem, with Israel. And for anyone, especially Christians, to come up against Israel, Jerusalem, the Jewish people, you're setting yourself up for failure, for God's wrath, for thunders and earthquakes and whirlwinds and storms and consuming fires. Isn't that what we go through here in this country today? Tornadoes, hurricanes, the California fires, the earthquakes, terrible storms, floods. You see, I don't want to. Okay, I'm going to anyway. Many want to focus on the climate, and the climate will take care of itself because God's in control of it. If we will take care of ourselves and control ourselves. When we step out beyond our skis and think we know more than God, we're setting ourselves up for failure. But if we will listen to His word and follow what He says, nothing but blessings can come our way. So once again, the verse says, all the nations fighting against Jerusalem will vanish like a dream. Those who are attacking her walls will vanish like a vision in the night. What are her walls? Her borders. And I'll go so far to say it's the borders of Israel too. So folks, I hope this blesses you into contemplation, into thinking about this, into thinking about where you stand, and saying that things like this are none of our business. Oh, no, this country was founded on Judeo-Christian beliefs. It is definitely our responsibility as well. So folks, like I said, I hope it blesses you. I hope it causes you to think. And always, I appreciate whether it's your first time here or whether you've been here through it all, through many videos. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell me, please, if you think I'm missing it, especially on this issue. Because as always, iron sharpens iron, steel sharpens steel. So I appreciate you all. Thank you for watching. And remember, God has blessed you to be a blessing to others. So today, go out and bless somebody else, because it's that action that truly helps change this world. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Take care.